Good Monday morning on this MLK Day. It looks like we're going to see some nice weather this afternoon as far as some sunshine, temperatures up into the 60s. Now we do have a weather impact alert in place, and that's going to be going in on Wednesday as we expect some rain to move through the area. Much needed rainfall out there for Wednesday, so good news there is we're going to get some rain. And then this weekend looks a little iffy as far as maybe not only rain but maybe some freezing rain. We'll have to talk about that a little bit more in just a few minutes, but right now weekend's kind of up in the air, kind of a question mark there. We'll continue to look at things and try to update those computer models and see what's going to be going on for the weekend, but I'll give you what we know right now coming up in just a bit. Rest of the day forecast for today will be up in the middle 60s. We'll fall back into the upper 50s by 6 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we're looking at numbers into the 40s. So it's going to be chilly late this evening, and then tomorrow morning with a weak front coming through, we'll see temperatures dropping back down into the 30s. So it's going to be another cold start on Tuesday. Outside right now, we have plenty of sunshine. Here's the view up in Jasper, the Jasper County Courthouse. The camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. And just blue skies. You might see a few high-level clouds here and there, but for the most part, looking at a sunny day, and that's going to be looking at us some nice temperatures out there, like I said, up into the 60s, which is warmer than yesterday. Yesterday we didn't even get to 60 degrees. We were stuck in the 50s, so today's going to be a little bit nicer if you have any outdoor activities you want to get in for this afternoon. All right, we'll wait till this camera changes over and we'll take a look at next camera down towards Port Arthur. Once again, just blue skies out there. Camera brought you my market basket, and not much going on. Winds are light today. We don't have to worry about any type of breeze. The winds will generally be out of the southeast today between about 3 and 8, so that should help warm us up as well, at least make it feel a little bit warmer out there than those cool days when we get those winds blowing, and it makes it feel a little bit chillier. But as we look across the Port Arthur area, just plenty of sunshine. Not a bad way to celebrate MLK Day with sunny skies and mild temperatures, as opposed to what we're going to see on Wednesday, and like I said, maybe towards the weekend when we get maybe a little bit of some freezing rain, especially up towards the lakes, it looks like. Blue skies over Orange, the Horseman's Western Store camera here showing I-10. Looks like going pretty smoothly. If folks head over into Louisiana, or folks coming back from Louisiana back into Texas. Currently showing 62 degrees at the Horseman's Western Store here at the midday hour. Humidity at 35%, so the air is dry. You can see there's not much moisture out there, and we have a southwesterly wind at 4. That dry air is going to prevent any rain coming down as a front moves through the area later on tonight. It will kick up maybe a few clouds, but just too dry to kick up any rain, and we're going to see that change though, like I said, as we head towards Wednesday. But as for today, we don't have to worry about any rainfall. Here's a view from Packer La Prairie in downtown Beaumont. We look at the Beaumont skyline with the blue skies overhead, currently showing 61 degrees. Humidity once again down in the 30s, 39%, very dry out there, and winds are light out of the southwest at about 6 to 7 miles per hour. Shows 8/100ths of an inch of rain, but didn't get any rain overnight. I'm not sure where that number comes from on the rain gauge there. All right, temperature-wise, we're starting to get some 60s right now. 61 in Beaumont, 60 officially in Orange, and then 61 in Port Arthur, showing 60 also in Woodville. Not too far from 60 though. Silsbee's at 59, Kirbyville's at 59, and we're looking at 57 degrees in the Jasper area. Over towards Houston, they're in the upper 50s at 58, Conroe at 59, Huntsville's at 58, and then Lake Charles right now showing a temperature right at about 60. Here's the front. It's going to be pushing its way down towards us as we head towards later on today into tonight, and like I said, goes through and just gives us some little bit of a shot of reinforcing cold air. Expecting lows tonight in the 30s, and then tomorrow maybe not quite as warm as today was. We'll see highs around 61 and 62. Around the rest of the country, you can see the purple and pink areas through Michigan, up into Wisconsin, and back over towards parts of western New York State. Lake effect snows up in that part of the country. You can kind of see where the edge of that front is right here through parts of Oklahoma, back into Arkansas, as it's going to make its way down towards us a little bit later on. As we look at the West Coast, it looks pretty quiet out there. The Deep South looks pretty quiet as well. Florida looks quiet. East Coast, really not much going on right now. So really it's just kind of the lakes area, seeing some precipitation. And as we look down towards parts of Oklahoma, maybe a little bit of precipitation there along the front. As we look at futurecast for today, we'll climb up into the middle 60s for this afternoon, and then we drop back into those 50s and eventually the 40s as we go into the evening. Overnight, temperatures dropping off into the 30s. It's going to be a cold one to start off on your Tuesday. Tuesday, once again, we'll work up into the 60s. I don't think we'll be 64, 65, but more like 62, maybe 60, 61 through about 63 tomorrow. As we get into tomorrow, we'll have more clouds work into the area out of a cold front that's going to be pushing through on Wednesday, and with that, we'll see some rain. And we do have a weather impact alert on Wednesday. During the day on Wednesday, it looks like off and on rain throughout the day. Could add up to more than an inch of rain in some spots, which is great news. We need the rain out there. What you need to do for Wednesday, just have your rain gear ready. We're not expecting any severe weather. It's going to be a damp day, cloudy day, and roads could be a little tricky as far as some water on the roadways, but we're not expecting any flooding rains or anything like that on Wednesday, just kind of off and on day with rain. So weather impact alert just showing you that you're going to have a day where you're going to be inconvenienced by the rain as far as needing the rain gear, maybe taking off to work a little bit early in the mornings, something like that, and just getting around is going to be a little bit damp. As we look at our drought monitor, like I said, we need the rain. You can see we are at level 3 through a good portion of Jefferson County, which is a severe drought. We're seeing some of that through Hardin County, Tyler County, northern end of Jasper County as well. Most of the area is under a level 2, which is a moderate drought. So if we can get a good 1 or 2 inches of rain from this storm system on Wednesday, that'll help these numbers just a little bit. But definitely need some rain. You can see since December 1st, we're almost 5 inches behind, or 4.5 inches behind. And then since January 1st, 2.5 inches behind already. And we're just kind of 3/4 of the way through January. So yeah, we could use some rain out there, that's for sure. And hopefully the storm system on Wednesday will give us that. All right, coastal marine forecast for today, looking at mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays. Northwesterly winds at 5 knots, seas only about a foot. Next high tides at 5:03 for this evening. Our sunset is at 5:42 right now at Texas Point. A little bit of an east to southeasterly wind at 6 to 7. Water temperature there in the upper 50s. So today, sunshine. We'll see southeasterly winds at about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Temperatures from 62 to about 65 out there. And then for tonight, we'll back off into the 30s. A lot of middle to upper 30s. I don't think we'll see 20s like we did this morning. We had a few 20s on the board, especially up in the lakes. I think we'll stay mainly towards the lower 30s up in the lakes and some middle to upper 30s here around the triangle, maybe a few 40s as you head into southern Jefferson County. All right, our 7-day forecast shows a dry day on Tuesday, more clouds, but we get to 61. And then Wednesday's a wet day we were talking about, just scattered rain throughout the day. Could hopefully pick up an inch or so. Thursday, that little bit of rain I have in there, that's going to be very early on Wednesday. Most of the day on Thursday looks like it's going to be dry. And then Friday into Saturday, we have a front coming through. With that, about a 50% coverage of rain at this point. And as temperatures fall on Saturday, that's going to be the big question mark, how much they fall and how much moisture is around as they fall. This could translate into maybe some freezing rain up towards the lakes area late Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. And then Sunday, most of it should be out of here by the afternoon or early morning, really. And then the afternoon is going to be chilly at 46 with a morning low of about 34 there. So we're going to be watching that time frame. Computer model is going to be updating throughout the week, and so this is going to be changing a little bit. So just giving you a heads up right now, there is the possibility of that up in the lakes area as we head towards Saturday. We'll have to see how far the colder weather gets and how much moisture we have once we get there. We could see maybe some freezing rain, maybe even farther south, or we could see freezing rain stay well to the north of the lakes area. That's what the models are indicating overnight into this morning. So it's really just kind of up in the air right now. Just give you that possibility that there could be something like that happening as we head towards the weekend. And like I said, we've got a good 5 days to kind of look at that and kind of get the timing right and figure out what's going to happen precipitation wise. Freezing rains